Hey, I'm KevTV. Let's go on some more coverage from the LRL MotoGP League. And round 2 of the season took place at a damp circuit in the Americas in Austin, Texas, as hoping to do much better than we did in Qatar. Hopefully the tyre wear isn't as bad round this circuit. As you can see, the clouds all over the circuit. Look at that sun trying to peek through, but it's just not going to dry the track in qualifying or in the race, unfortunately, and so we're stuck on the wet tyres, and that means that the tyre wear will hopefully not be as bad in the race for us, as we struggled with that badly in the second half of the racing tyre wear, and we saw Barney just run away from the field as he rode really well and rode around the problems rather than all the rest of us who kind of just struggled and fell down all over the place. And this circuit's very different on a motorbike compared to a car where you have loads of downforce and grip, and you can it's really fast and flowing. On a motorcycle, it's more stop and start, as you don't have 4 tyres for a start. You don't have the downforce, even though the bike is much lighter. So down the straights, it goes over 200 miles per hour and it's really comparable to a car. But around the corners, it's so much slower, and you have to be so much more precise as well, I feel. Especially in that first sector when we are finding this. Okay, so I cut a bit in the early part of those S's in the first sector, but on the bike you have to be so much more precise. So you got to move the weight forward, you got to really transfer the weight, and that's a really big part of this game as well, as you feel that a bit more in this game than you did in MotoGP 14. So you have to be very good and very precise and really carry speed around the corners and hit your apexes, unlike I did in that previous corner. And so yeah, it's a much more difficult circuit, I feel, on the bike, but a bit less satisfying as well. So it's a bit of it's not fast and flowing like I like my circuits really, and so it's a very good circuit still, but just not as enjoyable on a bike for me as it is on a car. And it's a circuit that actually overall my likeness of it has just gone down a bit slightly from when it first came in late 2012. Now late 2014, not liking it as much to driving sims or just in real life either. But as you can see, we didn't do a very good lap either on our qualifying effort, over 3 seconds back, as we joined Danmark on the second row with CK flying at the front on his Baptista Honda, ahead of Baranator and Sam on the Yamahas as they occupy the front row. As we have got 10 laps around this circuit, and we got caught up by the lights. That's so damn quick. It's like they appear and then second later before I'm ready, and I really got caught out by that early in the season, but I get better at it as the season goes by. As we go past Sam now, went a bit wide into that first corner, and look at this, through this long right hander now into the S's, and it looks like they're trying to go too wide in front, as unfortunately CK's trying to cut the grass with the motorbike. It's not as good as with a car, mate. It's not as good as with a car, but as you can see, Danmark leading before the end of the first sector from last on the grid. What a start by him, ahead of Baranator, who, as I said, just stormed away at the front in Qatar in the first round, as we are in a comfortable third place, but we're a bit back from the first two, and we're a bit ahead of the back two behind us as well, as CK and Sam are fighting behind as we go out of this corner into this tight left hand hairpin. Very tricky here at the apex there, and you've got to be very careful on the gas out of it, or else the bike will bronco. Oh, and it is broncoing hard for us. Steady down, bike, steady down. I know it's made of Italian horses and they can be temperamental, but that was a bit over the top there, as CK's ahead of us on his Honda. We've got the Yamaha of Sam behind us, as well as it looks like Baranator and Danmark are fighting for the lead. As I said, that tricky left hand corner at the end of the straight, so tricky on the car or bike really, and to get your braking point right there. I was braking like I was in the dry, as I did in my practice race before this. I actually did lots of practice for this. I did a practice race 50%er, won it, was feeling good about doing well in this race, and then yeah, it started to rain down. The random weather selector did it quite a lot during the year, where I swear it's rigged. Damn it, milestone. But we got past Sam, who went a bit wide in that after-hander, went round his outside, and unfortunately he's gone down. We're about to have a battle, unfortunately. But look at this, Baranator and Danmark, like they would be doing for the rest of the race, swapping positions at the front, and Baranator did a 210 on that opening lap, and then we do a low side into the corner. Just too much braking, didn't turn in early enough, and unfortunately we are down. Unfortunately Sam is down as well behind us into that first corner, and at the end of the first sector, just about holding on there, our rider, as we got the back end out. And unfortunately, just like in F1 games, like in Gran Turismo, they have the tarmac runoffs that slowly down, but we were going at 5 miles per hour there. We could have ran faster to the track than we did there. And so Sam is by, and we're back in the last place. As we're a couple of laps later now, going into this first sector. We've been inching up to the back of Sam, but we're just not as fast as the top 3, or we're having their own little fight at the front. CK holding on in third, but look at this, Sam is down at the end of the first sector, going into the left-hander. I'm not sure we nudged him, if that was lag. I think it was at the time. Hope I apologise at the time too. I apologise now, Sam, if I didn't. But unfortunately, Sam is down on his Yamaha, and now we're up to 4th place, as CK is also down, so maybe he's falling off the back of the top 2 there. As halfway through the race, yeah, you can tell there's not the most exciting race. I was by myself now for the rest of the race. Over 12 seconds behind CK, and about 3 seconds off the pace as well at this moment. But we got better as the race went on, and by the final lap, we were on the pace. Just a bit too late, as Sam was struggling behind us, unfortunately, in last place. But he was, you know, staying on the bike more often than not now for the second half of the race. As Ban A10 Dan, like I said, fighting to the flag for that victory, as we cut the gap actually by about half from that point you saw at the halfway mark, because they were battling so hard in front. You know, they're really compromising their pace in front, and I, you know, improved as the race went on. As you can see, I'm not falling down at all really. I think I only fell down once this race, as you saw, and almost fell again. And so it was a much better race for us. The tyre wear was kind of non-existent as well. We really tried to conserve the tyres as well in the early part, and got better as we just got better. And so it was a race that was perhaps a missed opportunity again, a podium, because if it was on in the dry, I have no doubt it would have been closer to the front. But we got closer to the front in Qatar, so it was progress at least this race compared to Qatar. And well done to, I believe it was Balinator, who pipped Dan back to the line. Our overlord was not happy about that, as CK went down in 3rd, and we in 4th, with Sam unfortunately in 5th. But another 4th place for the number 4 bike. We can work on it and get to the podium hopefully. And in Argentina, start watching, and I will see you then.